Let's start by finding the A vector. So we want to take the U vector, which I'm going to write in component form, 1, negative 1, negative 1, minus the V vector. I'll write that also in component form, and plus the W vector, so this gives us the vector 1 minus 2, that's negative 1, and negative 1 and negative 1 would be negative 2. Negative 1 minus negative 1 would be negative 1 plus 1, which is 0, plus 1, which is 1. And then negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 plus 3, which is 1. So now we need to find the magnitude of that. So the magnitude of that vector would be the square root of negative 2 squared plus 1 squared plus 1 squared, which is the square root of 6. Now that doesn't simplify, so we'll just leave it like that. So the vector A is going to be the negative 2 over root 6, 1 over root 6, and 1 over root 6. On this one, we're asked to find vector U, and we're given this information to find it from, starting first off with this piece of information. It says U and V have opposite directions. Now here's the vector V, so then first step of finding vector U is to make it the opposite direction of vector V. That would be a negative 2 sine t, a negative 2 cosine t, and negative 1. So that's the right direction for U. We also need the magnitude of U to be 2 units. Now this vector that we just found has a magnitude of 2 sine t squared, which is 4 sine squared t, 2 cosine t squared, which is 4 cosine squared t, and 1 squared, which is 1. Now we can manipulate this a little bit by factoring out the 4 and using our identity. Sine squared t plus cosine squared t is 1. So this comes out to be 4 plus 1, or just 5. Well now, since the vector we have found that's going in the right direction has a magnitude of square root of 5, and we need it to have a magnitude of 2, we will write the unit vector for this, which would be a negative 2 sine t over root 5. Now that is 1 unit long. The vector 2 units long, which is the vector we're looking for, would be this whole vector times 2, because it's the unit vector. So there's the U vector.